Friends, Americans, taxpayers, lend me your ears. It's that time again when we wrestle with receipts, decipher tax forms, and generally contemplate the meaning of life while staring blankly at spreadsheets. That's right, folks, it's tax season. And 2024 is bringing some fresh new changes to the party. Don't worry, we're here to break it down for you, without the usual jargon, and with hopefully a few laughs along the way. Because let's be honest, trying to understand the tax code without help is like trying to teach a dog to play chess. Technically possible, but mostly just frustrating. Now, we know what you're thinking. Why should I care about this? Can't I just pay someone to deal with this stuff? And sure, you absolutely can, if you enjoy handing over hard-earned cash for the privilege of someone else judging your questionable spending habits. But wouldn't you rather be informed? Empowered? Maybe even a little bit smug when you realize you understand this stuff better than your know-it-all brother-in-law. So buckle up, buttercups, because we're about to delve into the wild world of 2024 tax changes. We'll cover everything from the new tax brackets and standard deductions, spoiler alert, they're going up, to the ever-confusing child tax credit and the new rules for your side hustle. We'll even touch upon the bureaucratic black hole that is the IRS, and how some states, like our beloved Texas, are doing things their own way, because of course they are. The point is, knowledge is power, and in this case, it might just save you some money. So, stick with us, and we'll navigate this tax maze together. First up, let's talk tax brackets. Now, we know this sounds about as exciting as watching paint dry, but trust us, it matters. Basically, these brackets determine how much of your hard-earned dough goes straight to Uncle Sam's pockets. For 2024, the good news is that most of these brackets have shifted upward, meaning you might owe a little less in taxes. Single filers, rejoice! Your standard deduction is now a cool $14,600. Married folks, you're looking at a cool $29,200 to play with. Speaking of dependents, let's talk about the child tax credit. This little beauty can put some serious cash back in your pocket, up to $2,000 per qualifying child under 17. And the best part, $1,700 of that is refundable. That's right, the government might actually owe you money. Of course, there are always caveats like income limits and whatnot. But hey, we're focusing on the positive here. Now, for all you entrepreneurial spirits out there, we need to talk about the $1,099K. If you're raking in cash from your Etsy store, dog walking empire, or whatever side hustle is keeping you afloat, listen up. The reporting threshold for those $1,099K forms has changed. Now, if you make over $5,000 through third-party payment platforms, you're on the hook for reporting it. No more flying under the radar, folks. Big Brother, or rather, Big Uncle Sam, is watching. Okay, so we've covered the basics, brackets, credits, and side hustle crackdowns. But what about the big kahuna, the IRS itself? Well, buckle up, because things are getting interesting. You see, with a new administration in town, the IRS is going through a bit of a makeover. Think of it like that episode of Queer Eye where they try to make over a tax auditor. Now, we don't want to get too political here, but let's just say the new administration has some opinions about how the IRS should operate. We're talking budget cuts, staff reductions, and maybe even a return of some controversial policies. Whether this means good news for taxpayers or just more headaches remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, things are about to get a whole lot more interesting. There is some good news, though. The IRS Free File program is now available to folks with an adjusted gross income, AGI, of up to $84,000. And they've expanded the Direct File program to even more states. So, filing your taxes yourself just got a little bit easier. Finally, let's talk about something near and dear to our hearts. Texas. Now, as you may know, the Lone Star State likes to do things its own way. And when it comes to taxes, that means no state income tax. That's right, folks. You get to keep more of your hard-earned cash. Of course, they have to get you somehow, so expect to pay your fair share in property taxes and sales taxes. But hey, at least you're not forking over a chunk of your paycheck to the state government every month. Now, we know what you're thinking, John, this is all well and good, but I'm not in Texas. What about my state? And to that we say, look, we only have so much time here. But seriously, check your state's specific tax laws because they can vary wildly. Some states have no income tax like Texas, while others will tax you just for breathing their air. Okay, maybe not that bad, but you get the point. So there you have it, folks. The 2024 tax changes in a nutshell, or at least a slightly cracked and slightly moldy nutshell. The point is, stay informed, seek professional advice if needed, and above all else, don't panic. Taxes may be inevitable, but at least we can face them with a little humor and a lot of knowledge. And hey, if all else fails, just remember, it could always be worse. You could be trying to explain this stuff to a cat.